Hello, everyone. Okay, so today we're going to talk about assessment tools, and some of these you may or may not have heard of already, and if you have, maybe you'll learn something new. I'm going to go ahead and begin. I do want to say that you will receive PD credit if you use some of these assessment tools and post the either your game pin or your class code or whatever is applicable for that tool. If you will share that in the Google Plus community, then just like last year, you will get a certificate for 1 hour's credit of professional development. Those of you that are new to this process, if you need help, just let me know. We just need to have some proof that you actually spent some time learning a new tool and implementing that in your classroom, because that is, of course, the object. So we're going to get started. I have probably 5 or 6 tools that I'm going to share today. Sorry, my internet is very, very slow today. So we are going to go straight on. Sorry, that was not the right screen. Sorry. I'm going to try that one more time. I think I have vacation brain. Sorry. Okay, I know I have vacation brain. My screen, sorry. Okay. I apologize. Now we're going to start with Kahoot. I know there probably most everyone has used Kahoot before. It's basically just a student response system. If you will Google Kahoot, then you can create your own Kahoots. You can also find public Kahoots by clicking here once you create your account and get signed in. Slowly but surely in here you can search a title. You can search a specific audience, and we'll just say like fractions. Okay, and I can search, and here are the Kahoots that will come up, and you can kind of preview them by playing them. You can favorite them, you can share them with other coworkers. But one thing that I wanted that you may not be familiar with is the, sorry, trying to get back to my main screen, the team mode and the ghost mode. The team mode is great for encouraging collaboration. If you have used Kahoot in your classroom before, then maybe you want to take it to another level and use the team mode, where you can split your students into teams and they will work together to play Kahoot. So, maybe you want to add in some, open-ended questions or something that would, foster that idea of collaboration. Ghost mode would be another great way for you, new way to use Kahoot in your classroom. And with ghost mode, you're really, I know probably when you finished, you've had them say, let's play again. Let's, I don't want it to be over. So this would be a great way for you to let the students continue to play. They could play in ghost mode, and it's going to just reinforce those that learning or mastery of skills through the repetition. So that is, and so you can see they were playing in class, and their ghost mode, this is their ghost mode score, okay? So that's just a little something different that you might want to check out with Kahoot. Another something that was new to me, and I don't even know if I am saying it correctly, is Quizzizz. And I really, this was like I said, new to me. And let me just say, any new accounts that you create with these assessment tools or whatever, be sure and use your GadsdenCitySchools.org account, because a lot of times you can create your account with Google and you can choose the account that you want. But if not, I would encourage you to start using that account when you create new classroom resource accounts, because many times you can share that directly to Google Classroom. And this is one that allows you to share to Google Classroom. And it's a built-in feature. So if you use your GadsdenCitySchools.org account, then it will see that that classroom. But one thing I liked about this was that you can also search. You can choose your grade level there. You can create your own. But when you click, I love the fact that you can play live or you can assign it as homework. And so for those of you that are interested in using some flipped classroom resources, or have already taken advantage of that, this is a great way to do that. If you've ever used Quizlet before, you know that you can copy other Quizlet sets, and so they also have this feature here. You can duplicate the set and make it your own and then manipulate it how you like. But I loved the being able to assign it as homework. You can choose your date here, and you have some options here for your question settings and your game settings. Then when you click proceed, it's going to give you this game code or a game link, or your option to share in Google Classroom, okay? So, and these would be the type of things that I would want you to share for your PD credit. Now, if you want to use something that you find that it's already been created, that is fine, but I do expect you to edit it and make it your own with your own, adding your own content. I'm the first one to say there's no sense in reinventing the wheel, but I also do want you to actually learn how to use the tool. So, but once you click share in Google Classroom, then it'll bring it up and it will have you to choose your class, and you can decide if you want it to be an announcement or an assignment, and click go, and it's going to post it right to your classroom. So that makes it really easy. So that is, here you can find the public, we talked about that, or you can click create to create your own content. And it will step you right through it. So, don't be intimidated to try something new. Okay, so that is Quizzizz, Quizzizz, I guess, or Quizzizz, however you want to say it. I'm not really sure. This was a tool I learned about from Leslie Fisher, so I wanted to share. Quizlet is one that I love. If you know me, you have always heard me talk about Quizlet. Quizlet is, you can create sets, and it's basically like flashcards. Okay, so, and here across the top, you've got your flashcards, and you can click it to flip. It will talk to you or your students. You can let it play. But you can add images. You can also search and find pre-made stacks or sets, and you can copy those to your Quizlet sets, and then you can manipulate it, like I said, however you like. You can create class folders and different classes. It's just a great, great tool. If we go back to the different, it will call out and the student has to type the answer. If they don't know it, here it's wanting the capital. So if they don't know it, then it'll let them go on. They can press any key to continue. Let's just get one wrong. I'm going to say below. And it's going to give you the correct answer. And they can go on, but then it's going to come back to that one that they missed. And it will continue to come back to it until they have mastered that one or learned that concept. So that's really nice. Those that have, if you have students that have trouble with spelling or they don't have any help at home, this is a great activity for learning spelling words. And if you have students that struggle with reading or spelling, this is such a great tool because it allows them to see it and hear it, and that multi-sensory option is very good for those students, those of you that have students like that. Your students can create tests. They can choose the format of the test, and if you want to create a practice test, you could create your practice test here from your Quizlet set. So that's really nice. There's a matching and then a gravity, and those two are, some speed games. But there's also Quizlet Live now. And any of your sets that you have created, you can create a Quizlet Live game. And I'm just going to go ahead and demonstrate this for you real quick.
Hi, I'm Thompson. I work here at Quizlet. Today we're going to show you our new in-class activity, Quizlet Live. Quizlet Live allows you to use your study sets in the classroom to help your students learn soft skills like teamwork and communication and hard vocabulary skills.
Sorry, I think my internet's
I'm here at Quizlet's office with our team. We love to test our products before we ship it out to all of you. Today, the team are my students. Say hi, team. Hi, Mr. A. We're going to show you what Quizlet Live will look like in your classroom. Every student will need a computer or a mobile device. First, we'll select Live Study Mode, and then click Create Game. So my teacher computer is telling the students to type Quizlet.live into their web browser. Quizlet Live works with a mix of devices, so any student should be able to join in no time, just by entering the 6-digit code above.
And so if you wanted to share your Quizlet Live code with a for a Quizlet set that you create, then that would be a great thing for you to share as your takeaway assignment.
Students join. You can see the student count and the names of students who have joined. It's important to encourage your students to type in their real names. That way they can easily find their team at the next step. If one of your students types in a nonsensical name, you can easily click to scratch it out and then have your student re-enter their name. Quizlet Live creates random teams of 3 to 4 students. This helps students who normally don't talk to each other learn to work and communicate together. Now our students will move around to get into their teams. Teams will need to communicate to pick the right term and work closely together to get each question right. We find that Quizlet Live works really well for introducing new material and final reviews before assessments. My teacher computer is now projecting the leaderboard. The first team to 12 wins. However, one wrong answer will send you back to the start. Oh, sorry, snakes. Congratulations, penguins. As soon as
Okay, so that's just a little introduction to Quizlet Live. You can also try a little demo there on the site. But I think that would, again, if your students are already using Quizlet, then you might introduce Quizlet Live. And you can even, have your students come up and, take over your classroom using their sets, if it's in fact a student that you trust. So that's another hopefully new option that you haven't tried out in your classroom. Another tool is Plickers. Many of you have probably heard of Plickers. I think we've had some Plickers classrooms in the at Ed Camp. Plickers allows you to come here to their site and you can print a set of Plickers cards for your class, for your students. You can see that each of these cards have letters like A, B, C, and D around. So the student turns their card to give their answer. So this is great in a one iPad or small number of iPad classrooms. If you don't have devices for every student, the younger kids would love this option. And so what you're going to do first is print your cards, and you will use your web browser to create your classes. And then in your library is where you will set up your new your test questions, and you can put your questions in your queue. You'll actually run the assignment or display the questions through your web browser. Then when you will use your iPad, there is a Plickers app, and you will use the iPad to capture the student answer. So you will display the question on the board, and they will hold up their card and turn it the correct way according to the correct answer. And then you'll be able to see, you can, like everything else, you'll be able to download your answers, and it's just a lot of fun because of the student interaction. And so that's Plickers. I would suggest downloading those cards on cardstock and probably laminating them. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Okay, EdPuzzle was another tool that I wanted to share. I know Michelle has shared EdPuzzle a lot with her middle school teachers, and I think they I think there's probably some people out there using that great tool, but what EdPuzzle allows you to do is to use a video and insert questions within the video. Okay, so I know a ton of you probably use YouTube videos, and so consider using some of those videos as you know, an assessment tool. I'm going to show you an example here of one that so you can see how it works.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Woo! These two just won't stop fighting. It all started this morning when Tina and Timmy were counting their discs.
I have 45,021 discs. I have 43,924 discs. Ha! I have more.
We have to get them to stop arguing. Timmy has this many discs. Tina has this many discs. They want to know who has more. And they want proof. So before we get going, who do you think has more? Take a guess.
Okay, so you see all of these little green question marks. Those are the questions that the teacher has inserted into the video. Now, this is a really difficult example because she's used a lot of green screen technique and made a really great video. You don't have to, you can use something that's already pre-made. But I wanted you to see how when it comes time for the question, then it says, what do you think, who do you think has more discs, Tina or Timmy? And of course, it would be Tina. Now it's not letting me answer. That's what it's telling me up here at the top, that I can't answer because I'm actually creating a lesson. And so I'm going to get out of that because I'm not actually, remember, I'm just previewing. Again, I can use it, I can copy it, or I can share it. Sorry. But you can search here for videos. You can also come and look at the content that they already have. And so a lot of these are resources that you're already using. So I wanted you to be able to see how you can, and I'm just going to show you how it looks. Okay, so this is how it works. So you can, your options up here are cropping the video. You'll have to crop it to be able to insert your questions. You can add an audio track of yourself talking. You can add audio notes, and then of course inserting your questions. So, and it will show you examples of how to do each of these steps. So if you don't know how to crop the video, it's going to show you if you click this button. It'll give you a little tutorial, okay? And it's very easy because all you have to do is move these red slider buttons, okay? And then again, when you click audio track, and you saw it up here saving each as I moved on, again, it will walk you through it and show you how to do it, okay? So you could, it's basically like a voiceover. Wherever you, in the video, you might want to add an audio track or some voiceover notes, then you could add it right there by clicking the audio track button. Same thing with audio notes, but again, it would be notes instead of just your voice. Okay, and then creating the quiz. And you save it and you finish, and you can add your class here, and you've got some options for assigning the presentation. and you can send it to your class, or if you click the share with anyone button, then you could grab your link and copy that and go to your Google Classroom and paste it there. And this would be another great option for flipped classroom content that you might be interested in. So another way for you to use EdPuzzle. Okay, so I'm going to go on to Go Formative, and Go Formative is another great tool. Again, it's going to give you that code, and that would be what you would share with us. EdPuzzle, you can just share that link to any content that you create, and that would be your proof. I also have this, going back to EdPuzzle for just a second, step-by-step instructions in the form of a Google slide that I will post in the Google Plus community for you. And you can look at that if you are interested in EdPuzzle and need some more help. Okay, so let's go back to Go Formative. I'm pretty sure Jamie Alexander at the high school did a presentation on this at Ed Camp. So those of you secondary people, that especially those at the high school, she might be your go-to resident using. The beauty of Go Formative is that you can upload your PDFs here, and then you can add content to the PDF that will allow your students to then write their answer right there into the PDF. So instead of, having to go out and get a PDF annotator, then this would be a great way for you to go towards more of a paperless classroom. Again, another great tool for flipped classroom. I was just going to show you, again, any platform, so that makes it very easy. You can look there when you go to their website. The nice thing about Go Formative is they do have a library, so you can click your content area and it's going to bring up a bit of a work in progress, but you might find something there, so definitely do go and look up. It's going to bring you a Google Sheets, and you can see across the bottom that it has math, English, ESL, social studies, science, Spanish, German, French, other. Okay. So all you do when you find something that you like, you can also add your content that you create here to share with others. And again, if you, what you create, your link to your assignment is what you will share in the Google Plus community. The reason why I think this is such an awesome, is because we're going to have an awesome resource within, just from our own people. So be sure and look through all of those takeaways that people post, because last year it was a great way of sharing, and we had people that were using things that other people created because they had done such a great job. Our teachers did such a great job last year. Be sure, and when you're posting in the community. Use hashtags for your subject area and your grade level and, you know, the topic, so that as someone is looking through the posts, they can quickly decide if it would be something that would be, you know, useful for them. This library of assignments you can add to your Google Drive by clicking the triangle there so that you can, you know, save it to go back to. But once you find one that you like, you can click the link and it's going to take you to that assignment. And it's going to ask you to accept it. And then it will save it in your dashboard. Okay. For those of you that are familiar with Engage New York, a lot that I have clicked on have been from Engage New York. So there's definitely some very good content. So do look through, you know, what is already there. This is my library. You can see they will give you some examples. This is an exit ticket that you can manipulate for your classroom. Okay. These are all ones that I have gotten from the library. This one here at the bottom as well. You can see by clicking on it, then you can edit it, you can assign it, you can see your results, or you can share with your teachers, with your other teachers, your coworkers. If you assign it, slowly but surely, you can get, you see here your options are, you can get a quick code. So you can just give your students the code. You can give them a link. You can assign it to the Google Classroom, or you could embed it into a website. So lots of great sharing options there. And again, this is definitely one that you're going to want to sign up with your Google Classroom or your GadsdenCitySchools.org so you can share directly to your classroom. And when you click, then you will get those. Here's your link, you know, post to your classroom. Again, it's going to be just like before. So it just makes it really, really easy for you and for you to be able to share it across any platform. One thing that is really nice with Go Formative is that you can draw. It leaves you, you can use a canvas. I was just thinking that, well, no, this one is typing. But you saw on the first page how that it would be great for math because you can, they can work out problems. And also for science because they can draw. So, you know, I think a lot of our math and science teachers think that it's harder for them to utilize some technology tools because, you know, you can't maybe necessarily type out a response. So that was the one thing that I wanted to share, or the reason I wanted to share Go Formative, because it does allow you to draw, and or your students can upload a photo if they wanted to, say, work a problem on paper, then they could upload it as they could take a screenshot, a picture of it and upload it. It allows you to create online tests so that you can see the live results, and that would be really nice to be able to see as they're working. Okay, so I think those are my assessment tools that I wanted to share today. Again, I hope that maybe you have found something new or a new tool. If you have questions, please give me a call. Remember, you are posting to the Google Plus community, the Gadsden City Schools PD community. If you have not joined this community, you will not be able to post. So make sure that you sign in with your GadsdenCitySchools.org, search for the community, and to make a post, you're going to click the pencil. And here is where you could just type your link. You can click the link button and add your link there, or you can give us your, game code or whatever. Again, don't forget your hashtag, hashtag first grade, hashtag math, whatever, to help your, and use the tool too also. Kahoot, and then give us your information. Okay, and that'll just help people very quickly be able to locate those resources, and then you would click post. Okay, so that is how you are going to do your posting. I will, like I said, get PD certificates to you at the end of October. Remember, next week we are going to look at content creation. I have several Adobe applications that I'm going to share: Haiku Deck, Canva, and Book Creator. So again, these may be tools that you are familiar with, but hopefully we can find some different ways for you to, or new ways for you to use them in your classroom. The flyer that I created, I used Adobe Spark, and that'll be one that I will share next week. And next week I will be back on Wednesday. I had a little extended vacation this week, so I was driving yesterday and I didn't think about it. And then the last week, we're going to focus on classroom communication, and we're going to use Seesaw and Padlet and Remind and Google Classroom. So please be sure and join us. They'll be posted. Each one of the webinars will be posted here in the classroom, and then each week after you've watched the webinar, you can get busy creating and then sharing your content that you created. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you soon.